Hello everybody. In this video we are going to continue creating our application. So right now we have our environment done. Actually, let me show you to you. We have Bubble installed, and we can actually create a function, export it, and get it imported in our file. So we can have some kind of separation in our application in doing a little more modular way. So the one that we're actually going to be using here is Express. Express.js is a web framework for Node.js. It will help us actually to create the web server in an easy way. So we go to the Hello World section. We can see that with only 5 lines of code we can create a server. But let's actually do that, and let's create it. The only one that need to be actually changed is going to be the first line. We can actually just copy all this. Let's go back here. Let's paste it. Save. Let's remove the hello world because we don't need it. Right. And this line is going to be changed. So this line is going to be, because we're using modern JS, we're going to import express from express. Perfect. And let's remove this. Oh, from. So what are we doing here? We are importing express, and that will allow us to access to the express function. So we create our application equal to that express function that will pretty much have all our logic and our deployment. So it's going to be a loop going to be running to all serve the application itself. Then we declare a constant for the port where our application is going to be running, and we send okay. When the application have a get request in this route, the main route, you have the request and the response object, something that we're going to see later. We are going to respond with a hello world. Let's actually start the app. Oh, something happened there. Let's actually check. Oh, something really simple. We need to do yarn add express. Of course, we cannot use it. We know add it. Perfect. Now we do yarn start. Our application listing in port 3000. That means if I go to localhost 3000, we have our hello world there. We can actually have hello there. I save it because we're using non-mount or server because you just started, and we send it again. We have our web app working in the port 3000. So this is a simple way to actually execute or use the application. Let's do some kind of better code segmentation. Let's keep these kind of variables instead of hard coded here, coming from a env file. So actually no, let's leave it like that. Let's keep it as simple as possible. So this is what it's doing. We are responding a callback function. We have a request and a response object that we can actually have it. So the request is made by, in this case, our browser. And we have access to that element and we can do something with the object request. We can change it, we can see the headers, stuff like that. But as simple with these 5 lines, we already have a web server. We can actually, instead of respond send something, we can respond JSON, and we can actually respond a JSON file. And we can say message hello there. So we save that, we refresh, and now we have an API. This API is sending the message object with the hello there. As simple as this is how we handle a web server in Node.js. And of course, we are hard coding this. In this case, what we're going to be doing is creating different controllers or different modules that are going to be working. So let's, in our source directory, create a new folder called controllers, and let's actually call root.js, and in there let's actually do, and let's have, actually no, let's change the name. Let's actually call index. It's going to be our int route, and let's change this to route. So we need to create a route, and we can actually look at the documentation. So we can API, we are version 4 because 5 is still in alpha, and we have the router, pretty much the methods and the stuff that we can do there. So let's, in order to have the router to work, just give me the actually, there you go, here. So in order to have the router to work, we need to use the express element. So in here we do import. Actually, because we have modern, I believe we can do import router from express. So we are saying just give me the router section, and we do const route equal router, and actually let's have a router like this, and we can actually do router dot get, and we specify something. So the first element is going to be the route that we want, and the second element is going to be the function. And let me give it the design. So we have our request, response, and we're going to send response.json, and we can say message hello from super awesome API. So we save that here. So in this way we have the route separation, and we can different file depending on the route that we're going to get. For in our index, keep it simple. Instead of doing that, we're going to use the application does. Of course, we need to import index router from our source directory route index, and from there we can actually use application use for main route, send everything to the index. Let me have a typo here. Oh, we have an issue. Okay, let me verify that. You say that it requires a function. It's like I'm not sending the function. Oh, yeah, something not simple. Export defaults or router. Yeah, we are not exporting this object that we created. So now we have an issue. Let me just close it and start over. Perfect. Our application is running. You go to localhost and set it hello from Superazon API. So we are able to actually use for the route index, use this router that's going to be in this file in particular, and it's working. And we leave it like that. This is a really simple lab, and it's going to be the base for what we're going to be building for our application. Happy coding, everybody.